Howdy, everyone. I'm sorry that Facebook is giving me a hard time, so I've switched over to Zoom. So hopefully you can find me again. Let me see if I can get this one up. There we go. So again, if you join me, I'd love a comment just so I know that you're here. And we're going to switch over to Zoom so I can see what I'm doing live. And you guys can join me, and I'll keep my screen up so that that we can see comments. So let me start all over again. I'm so sorry if you joined me earlier. Hopefully you can find me again. But let's start. So I did, as I mentioned before, I did some predictions in December of 2021 for this year, and I was planning on doing the whole year, but somehow ended up just doing January and February. And because it came up on YouTube and I watched it again, and it seemed to be so relevant, especially what was going on in Ottawa recently. On the weekend, the chaos and the government and interference. So hi, Heather. Thanks for finding me. This is my second go around. So I thought that it was time for me to do another predictions, and we'll see what happens in March and April. As I had mentioned earlier, my name is Kathy. I'm a tea leaf and tarot reader. I've been doing that professionally over 5 years, and I just wanted to come and contribute my little bit to what's going on in the world and see what Spirit has to say about March and April. So let's get going here. All right, so I love to use my tea leaf fortune cards, and I know the glare makes it a little harder to see, but I do have March and April picked from my deck, I guess we'll call it, of cards. These are all the signs and symbols, but if you're looking for a reading, we do have the month, so I can do a full year reading. It does take a while. It's about a 90-minute reading. But it would give you a good indication of what's coming for a full year. When I do my teacup readings, those are usually about a 3-month, and then we kind of go into a little bit further depending on what your questions are and stuff. But there you go. Shirley's here. Hi, Shirley. Are you still somewhere warm and you're joining me? Thank you so much. You're Costa Rica, I believe. So hopefully you're got better weather. Not today wasn't too bad, but hopefully the weather's nice and you're enjoying it there. So let's see what we have to with my tea leaf fortune. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I think I'm going to mess them up. We're going to pull 3 cards for March here. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. All right. Dog barking. So in March, we're going to be seeking advice from a friend. Now it's interesting because in this deck, there are many symbols for dog. So there's a single dog, there's a double dog, so more than one dog, and there's this dog barking. So this, to me, dogs represent unconditional love and connection without worrying about just being able to be ourselves, and that ability to actually not have that judgment, not have people tell us right or wrong, just being able to be ourselves. So the dog to me is really that unconditional love and that non-judgment that's here. So, hey, Sherry, you found me again. Yay. Just getting started. So for March, I've pulled, the first card I pulled was that barking dog. So advice from a friend. Second card, oh, Good, great fortune. Ooh, I like this one. So it does look like it's going to be a fortunate. It's funny that we have this on St. Patrick's month, right? So St. Patrick's is we celebrate the Irish and of course four-leaf clover. So it feels like there's going to be a turn of events, and that there's going to be good fortune coming for us. And the pig, though. So the pig is usually, he's beware of greed, but for me, he's usually about money, because you can be greedy about a whole bunch of other things. You can be greedy about relationships, you can be greedy about food, you can be greedy about, you know, um, friends, you can be, you know, many things. But to me, the pig usually represents money. So it looks like, oh, there we go. There's the message. Looks like that good fortune that's coming in, we need to share some of that with other people. So to me, that's what the pig's representing, that sharing. And even that, what my guides are showing me now is kind of like that pig roast. So see that pig roast where you've got, hi Donna, where you've got usually a group, a really big group of people together, and they're all sharing, they're all celebrating, they're all together with, as I said, the dog too, that unconditional love. So it looks like there's going to be things to celebrate, and a sense of community, as well as sharing that wealth. So it does look like March is going to be an abundant month. And I'm just asking my guides about COVID. Yeah, it does feel like we're freer, if that's the right word. And I hate to use that because right now freedom's being overused and the word is not got the same I don't know, meaning or the same depth to it that it might have even a month ago, let alone a year ago. But it looks like a lot of those freedoms are going to be back. So, you know, the masking, the passports, all of that will be moving away in March, according to my guide. So we're going to have that ability to, you know, to move around. But they're kind of warning us that is that really what we want? So it's going to be more about our own personal feelings. Talking to a friend today, and she said she wasn't so sure she was willing to go into a big public. So maybe you don't want to go to a concert, maybe you don't want to go to an arena, just for your own safety, and that's just a personal decision. But I believe from what I'm hearing from my guides, we're going to be able to do that. Then you have to make your own personal decision as to whether or not that feels safe for you as well. So that's good news that some of that's coming back, that we're going to be able to move forward with all of that too. So, all right, I'm going to move on to April, and let's just see what April is bringing us. I feel like I'm going to be pulling some tarot too, but all right, let's see. April, 1, 2, and 3 for April. Oh, a torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. So the torch is a really nice card too, because the torch to me is about that enlightenment, moving forward. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. There's the ability to see further. There's the ability to kind of go inward and find some of that peace too, because not all of the answers are outside. Maybe it's not any answers are inside or outside, they're all inside. So this is a reminder to trust, to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel and that you're going in the right direction. All right, the bowl, plenty of material things. Well, we got the clover last month, and then this month we're accumulating things. So the bowl is very plentiful. The bowl has lots in it. I'm almost seeing the bowl as about half full, not completely full. So there is an opportunity to accumulate more, to get more. And I don't necessarily mean that as in hoarding. I mean that in prosperity and things being better. So the economy gets better in April. And it seems like we're able to ride this wave a little bit of what's going on with interest rates and all of that. So hi, Barb. Thanks for joining me. So it looks like this bowl is going to be quite full in April, or getting full. All right. And teardrops. So great personal sorrow. So that implies to me that some of this comes at a cost. So I think we're going to find out the truth about having some of these freedoms and having these abilities might still cost us some things. And I don't necessarily mean, and I'm just trying to figure out what my guides are. Hi, Kathy's here too. Thank you. I'm trying to figure out how they're guiding me into that sorrow. Like I feel that in March, when we get some of these freedoms and these abilities to do more things, there might still be a cost to that. So again, I had mentioned that there might it would be more of a personal decision as to how comfortable you are. Do you want to go to a concert? Do you want to go to a sports event? Do you want to go to some of these other things? Just because they're available doesn't mean that everyone is going to be comfortable with that. So I feel like the sorrow might come in that there's some people that feel that they chose incorrectly, and you never have. So my belief is that we all have choices, but we're all being guided towards the best for us. So at the time, it may seem like it's sad or that it's not something that we want. But in the long run, it ends up being something that may have benefited us or may have been good. So it's not good to see teardrops. And I'm just going to ask the pendulum. All right. I have to say yes and no for the pendulum. Okay. Are the teardrops related to COVID? Yes. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's funny. We're still talking about COVID. We're still talking about choices. We're still talking about whether or not we made the right ones. And you know, it affects everyone. So whether we're in lockdown or whether we're free to do whatever we choose, like there's still things that can be affected. So do the hospitals start to get full again? Is there some bounce back after all of this freedom that's coming in March? So it looks like there won't, like I'm feeling like there's not going to be another lockdown, but there is going to be people questioning whether or not that was the right move or not for everyone. So I was hoping for better news. It is good news that we're going to have some of the freedoms back in March, but we may reevaluate things in April because of some of the losses that we have from that. So up and down, that's life, right? We're always up and down. I've pulled out my tarot card and one just dropped, so I guess that's the one that we're taking. So this to me is still about March and April. Let me pull, all right, I'm going to pull another one in here for March. The Hierophant, which I'm never good at pronouncing. I know it rhymes with elephant. If anybody's watched me butcher their name, I'm sorry. But as you can see, my pronunciation is not always clear. So this is about going within as well. So just as we had that torch in April, it looks like we're going to be going inwards and finding that light at the end of the tunnel, through our own inner guidance and our inner knowing. So it's about self more than it is about community, making decisions that are best for us. And then April, the one that fell out, is the Five of Pentacles. So 5 means that we're in the middle of things. So basically this is implying that we're not out of the woods yet for COVID. There's still some sneaking around, which is what this card is about. Excuse me, him leaving in the middle of the night. But 5s are in numerology are in the middle. So 0, well, 1 or ace, and then 10 at the other side. So 5 means we're right in the middle. We're still deciding, we're still seesawing about things. So I feel like there's going to be some stuff that's still in the dark that we don't know about. The moon, oops, sorry, wrong side. The moon does reveal things. When the moon comes in, we can see things that we hadn't seen before. So I'm feeling like April, there might be some unveiling of information from the government, from higher ups, about things that they didn't tell us before. So there might be some secret to be revealed in April. Interesting, interesting. All right, I've gone on for like almost 20 minutes. So, excuse me, I'm going to let you guys go, but hopefully you found this informative and made sense to you, or will make sense to you at some point. And I thank you again for watching, and I look forward to next time. Bye.